So this is 19-year-old Sunita, who at the age of 17 was the mother of two children and was married to a man who was unable to find work and constantly beat her. She lives on the edge of an island in the Sundarbans on the borders of India and Bangladesh. The Sundarbans are the last remaining largest mangrove forest in the world, home to Bengal tigers. Alongside being a biodiversity hotspot, the region is endemic to cyclones, storm surges, and saline water floods. As a result of climate change, the intensity of floods and cyclones are predicted to increase in the years ahead. Climate change is a global challenge that affects all of us, but it does not affect us all equally. Building on 7 years of research in the disaster prone coastlines of the Bengal Delta, home to 7.2 million people, my research aims to understand how women like Sunita understand their own risks and vulnerabilities. Let me tell you a little bit more about Sunita. Sunita's husband suffers from an undiagnosed mental illness. He was hard of hearing and had a speech impairment that was often made fun of by other villagers. The one person he could wield his power over was the only person weaker than him, his wife. When the beatings get really bad, as was the case when she was pregnant with her second child, Sunita runs away, sometimes to the house of her parents, sometimes to neighboring small towns to do construction work. But these are not viable options, and she is compelled to return to her abusive husband. After a super cyclone had devastated their home last year, Sunita had begun providing sexual services to other men in neighboring villages in exchange for money. These are aspects of Sunita's life that are not visible to short term visitors or journalists. This is where I come in. Trained as a social anthropologist, I have already worked in the Sundarbans for 7 years and have built trust with communities who live there, with local NGOs and government bodies. Just in the past few years, it is estimated that over 500,000 women and girls put their bodies at risk in these vulnerable coastlines. My intention is to understand the situation of women like Sunita more holistically. Her running away from her village, her attempts to migrate out of the village, and her taking on risky livelihoods are not induced solely by climate change. Climate change has to be understood alongside long term pre existing vulnerabilities. My research will involve conducting in depth interviews, collecting household and worksite surveys, and migration histories. I will be living with coastal communities, undertaking their migration journeys with them to better understand their daily struggles, broader risks, livelihood opportunities, and the coping strategies of women and girls in these vulnerable coastlines. My interest is to be able to make sure that policies on climate change, adaptation, and gender can be informed by the intricacies of the struggles and stories of women like Sunita, with comparisons across the world. Thank you.